about the Zoeva Cocoa Blend Palette. So first off, I created this eye look with the palette, which I will show you first, and then I will show you some swatches, and then I will give you a quick review and how I feel about the palette, and I will talk a lot more about it. But for now, I will show you how I created this eye makeup look using only shades from this palette.
I feel so alive. I've never felt this way before. It must be you and I. It's got me thinking about us more. It's these bright lights that put me in a daze, and I can't stop but think about the way that you move around up and down on that stage. It's your future vibes. Bright lights that put me in a trance, so I feel like I can do it all. It's a good life that I really want. It's those future vibes. I got those future vibes.
So this first shade is very basic. It doesn't really show up that much as a swatch, but it's a good colour for setting a primer on the lid. Then this second colour is like a nice shimmery lid shade, and swatches really nicely and it blends really nicely on the eye. Then Warm Notes is a gorgeous coppery burgundy shade, and I think it has to be my favourite from the palette. And then Subtle Blend is also a really nice shimmery shade. Then Beans Are White is like the darker shade in the palette, and the matte shades don't seem to blend as well or swatch as well, but they do blend nicely on the eye with a fluffy brush, so that's fine. And then we've got Pure Ganache, which is also a gorgeous colour. The shimmery shades obviously do swatch a lot nicer, but as I said, the matte shades aren't terrible. They are just not good for swatching, but they are great on the eyes. As you probably saw in the tutorial, I used a lot of the matte shades, and they don't swatch good, but they do work good on the eyes, so just bear that in mind, because the swatches look really terrible and they give a bad portrayal of the matte shades, but they do work really well on the eyes. And this is just the rest of the shades, and I love all of the shades from the palette, and especially the shimmery ones. Seen a mini tutorial and swatches, I will go on to telling you how I feel about this palette. So firstly, for the packaging, it has some nice reflective gold printing on it, which is absolutely beautiful. I'm sorry if the lighting keeps changing. I am just starting out with some new lighting and I'm still experimenting a little bit, so I'm very sorry about that. And it does actually come in a sleeve which has the same pattern on the front of it. So this is probably the most expensive palette that I own, and it's not extremely expensive anyway. I think I got it off Beauty Bay for about £15, and there are 8 eyeshadows in it, so it is still quite an affordable palette, but honestly it is the most expensive one that I own. So on the inside, again, on this bit it has that same reflective pattern, and then the shadows look like this. They do have little names, which I think is really cute. I think it's a really nice idea, and I actually love it when YouTubers are doing a look and they're like, oh, so now I'm just applying freshly toasted. I just think it's like a really cute little touch. Palette is definitely for people who love their warm tones. There are some gorgeous warm shades, these two here, and some burgundies. There are some golden tones and neutrals, and then you've got your more darker shades over here. I think it does have a really nice range of colours in it. This shade is matte right here, and I think if there was a shimmery version of this in here as well, then that would make the palette even better for me, because I always love like a shimmery inner corner or highlight, but none of these shimmery shades are light enough for that.
Sorry, earlier I said there were 8 shades in here, there are actually 10, how did I miscount that?
4 of the shades are matte, which means 8 of the shades must be shimmery ones. The only one that actually has glitters in it is this one here called Infusion, which you would have seen in the swatches. I think this palette is perfect for everyone that loves their warm shades or wants to branch out into more warm shades. I love warm tones. I think that some of the shimmery shades are a lot better than the matte shades. I think the matte shades, they're a little bit more powdery than the formula of the shimmery ones, because the shimmery ones, especially the shade Warm Notes, which is this burgundy one in the middle up here, it is so nice and creamy, which you can probably tell from the swatches, compared to the matte shades, which are a little bit more powdery and a little bit more difficult to work with, but I can still work with them perfectly. For me, this palette is perfect. If you do have any more questions about it, then please feel free to ask in the comment section down below, and I will try and get back to you as soon as possible. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and I will be doing more looks with this palette in the near future, so keep an eye out for that, and I'll see you guys in my next video.